Hindi translation. Italian is here as well. I don't know. I didn't see any Italian, but it's here. Good morning, Glenadith. Good morning, Brisa. Okay, so we have all these translations. Kimberly, good morning. Translate. Miriam, Miriam, are you Spanish or Portuguese? I forgot. I'm sorry. I think you're Portuguese, so you got the Portuguese, right? Viva ma'am. Where is that? Portuguese. I'll put it again, Miriam, for you. There is it. Thank you. Thank you. It will. All right. So today is another day. It's Monday, of course. It's the start of the week. Um, we finished the 4 weeks of generational healing, healing our ancestors. This time for the next 4 weeks, we're gonna start forgiving. Well, not starting. Do again forgiving ourselves, self forgiveness. Okay. So I notice some people are still hard on themselves. Yes, they're forgiven sometimes some people, some loved ones, some friends in their lives, but sometimes they're still hard on themselves. Now, I don't know if you attended my new moon last October 6th, October 5 and 6. Um, I talked about righteousness is about, it was still in Libra. It's still my month. Okay. Um, Libra is about balance or equilibrium. You know, the scales of the Libra is balance. It's not heavy on one side or this side. So that's hard to attain. Balance in life is hard to attain. There's so many aspects of balance. Right? When I was doing my heal and shine, I was talking about balancing, you know, family life, career life, balancing the ability to give and the ability to receive. You know, you have to be willing to receive, not just give, 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 or not just receive, receive, receive. You have to learn how to give. So that balance, um, balance loving other people, helping people, and also helping yourself, loving yourself as well. So there's so many kinds of balances, kinds of balancing your love for your children, love for your husband, love for your loved ones, as well as outside of your home life. Um, Loving your work, loving what you do, and loving other things. Okay, so what we're going to talk about now, Miriam, good morning. Lulua, good morning. Margarita, good morning. Okay, um, talking about balance to equilibrate this scale. So we we are subject to the law of good and not so good decisions in our life. Um, we talked about in that new moon. I talked about justice and righteousness, right? Um, the difference between justice and righteousness. Justice is the law was created by man, by men. Humans created the law. So you can have your own kingdom, you can have your own school, you can have your own organization. You create the laws and you expect the people under your leadership to follow the law. In a country, there's law you have to follow in your country. Law in your country will be different from the laws in my country. The rules in your school might be different from my law, from the rules in my school. So these are rules and regulations or um, whatever things to follow, whoever belongs to that organization. And if you don't follow the rules, you're subject to disciplinary action. And if you don't follow the law of the country, the justice is put upon you. Justice, and your lawyer have to hire a lawyer to prove that you're innocent, or even though you're not innocent, you're not, even though you're guilty of the charge, You hire a lawyer to prove you're innocent so that you get out of jail. And sometimes it depends on how much you pay your lawyer. If you pay your judge, depends on how much money you have. Some people, they get away with murder by using money as a means to win. Okay, some people who are innocent, they're innocent. They didn't do anything against the law, but they go to jail because the corrupt people won. Okay, and these corrupt people think they are successful, that they're so happy that they did not go to jail. But there goes the righteousness thing. Even though in the law of the eyes of the judge or the law of people, they were proven guilty, not guilty, but in the law of God, in the law of the universal law, you cannot escape from that. You cannot escape from the law of the universe. That's where righteousness comes in. Righteousness means right thoughts, right speech, right action. Okay? Anything that you do right, do good in accordance to the virtues. It's about the law, the 10 commandments of God, or whatever commandments God have, like the golden rule, the loving kindness, the non-stealing, the the generosity, the non-lying, and all this. So if you go to the honesty, this is a honesty. I'm honest, okay? I am honest. This I have heavyweight on honesty. But then if you do lying, it's heavy on the other side. So on a daily basis, that scale of balance is off, on, right? Depends on what you did right in thoughts, what you did right in speech, and what you did right in action. And this righteousness, because it's the law of the universe, law from God, there's no escape on this. You might say, I got away with this imprisonment. I was guilty, but I was able to prove that I'm not guilty with the power of my money or connections in the court or in the um, judicial system. Then you will pay that wickedness later this lifetime or next lifetime. Okay, so that's why we did the generational healing. We did not do what we did in the past. That's why we're suffering now. The next lifetime is our future lifetime, but this lifetime is what we've done in the past. So for sure, we did not do something that's righteous. That means in accordance to the law of God, law of the universe. Okay, and that's when in the law of, in the righteousness, in the law of the universe, as long as you flow with the universal law, your life will be good. If you go against the law of the universe, which is the law of gravity, law of attraction, law of vibration, whatever law it is, the law of karma, so we suffer the consequences. Now, reason why I'm coming back to self-forgiveness is because sometimes we keep on blaming the other side. Sometimes we've suffered for so long. George, good morning. Rohini, good morning. Sometimes we've been suffering for so many years because somebody had done us something wrong. Sometimes really, really bad or heavy, whatever the other person, or it could be your own parents, could be your people close to you, could be your aunt, uncle, grandpa, your own brother, sister. Yes. So sometimes we keep on blaming them. Why me? Why you did this to me? I'm a victim. So for years, you were just living a life with bitterness of the victimhood is bad. You feel like the oppressed person. But again, we always look at what's the wrong thing that this person did to me, this family member did to me, my boss, my coworker, my brother, whoever it is. We forget that we had also done something wrong. in the past, or maybe in past years. In past years, and when I say something wrong, it's not against the law of your country, not against the law in your school, the law that was created by people in your company. I'm talking about the commandments of God. Okay, Maximus. Okay, Jordy. Sometimes there are some causes that are hard, very hard, because every time something happens, so I have to pray for them a lot and send a lot of blessings. There's always something that goes wrong. I call this kind of lawsuit demon. Oh my God, demon possessed lawsuit. Yes, that's true. Sometimes there's darkness creeping into this judiciary system. Yes, unfortunately, sometimes people have money, they win. They use the power of money, but they think they won. But in the law of God, they will lose big time. Nothing is unaccounted. If our soul chooses the lives, then do we choose in some cases to be the villain or corrupt? Yes, yes. You have the remember the free will. You have free will. You choose to be corrupt. You can choose to be in the good path. Yes, we make choices every day. Every day, we're given this or that, and if you choose the wrong thing, if you chose against the law of the universe, you don't feel good. You feel it in your nerves. You feel that your conscience tells you. But sometimes we don't follow it. We don't follow it. We still go ahead with our wicked thoughts, with our whatever intentions we have. It's not good for all. Only good for you sometimes. Sometimes we take advantage of people. In other words, this is the time to do inner recollection, reflection, inner assessment. Keep on blaming people for being you as a victim, for them being so mean to you. But now we're going to assess where we went wrong. It's not about going back to how bad you were, or you are, but just to see the cause or the causes of why you're suffering up until this point. Okay. Okay, seventh planet. Okay, marriage. Is that the marriage? Okay, but anyway, that's astrology. Okay, so we're doing this not out of remorse, not out of self judgment to be harsh as a self, but just to assess. But just to assess, instead of like putting everything, blaming the blame on other people who are mean to you this lifetime, your parents when you're children, when you're still young, your husband or wife now, and we keep on blaming them, right? Blaming them as if we are saints with a halo that we did not do anything wrong. So we're gonna go. Yes, the anger will go away if you know that whatever you are experiencing now, you are at effect. There's a cause and effect. The law of karma is nothing but the law of cause and effect. There's a cause, whatever that cause is, you will know based on the effect. If you're suffering now, if your life is in shambles, you must have caused something to experience the effect. Okay? The reason why we're doing this is to be living at cause, which is we're gonna create something good now, better, so that we have a better effect in the future. Okay, so when you know that you're at cause now, you have the free will to change your destiny. Okay, we're gonna change our destiny. We did a generational healing. That's also changing the destiny of our children, grandchildren, great grandchildren, great great grandchildren, which could be also us coming back to the same generational line. Okay, so we're also doing the generational healing to be at cost now, so we have the good effect in the future lifetime. Now, what I'm talking about now, not only in the future lifetime times, but also now in the next coming years, we don't need to continue suffering. You don't need to be always in anger mode. You don't always have to be in the victimhood mode. You don't always have to be in the fearful mode. Okay? So now we're gonna assess by looking at righteousness. Did I do the right thoughts? Am I practicing right thoughts? Right speech? Are the words coming out of my mouth always in the good, positive way? That includes towards yourself, okay? Not just to these people who abuse you or who are mean to you, but also to yourself. Are the words coming out towards myself, describing who I am, describing how I feel, who I was? Are they also righteous? Are they also positive? Are my thoughts towards these people who oppress me and towards myself, are they righteous? Or they're always in the critical judgmental mode? Okay? So we say righteous, you feel good. Sorry about my dogs. There are people here in the ashram. There are people here, so they see people outside. Okay. Um, so now next is action. Yes, they were mean to you. Yes, they did something wrong to you, but what's your part? Was or were all your actions done righteously? Okay. So now we're gonna assess in relation to these people, to this husband, to this mother, based on your sharing in the past, that I still cannot forgive this person. I'm still suffering from this husband. I'm still in agony of whatever happening from that person who cheated me, who fooled me. So you're always looking at them as the perpetrators and you're the victim. We're gonna look at our share again, not being I don't like self blame, self guilt, but we're gonna remove the self guilt. It's just looking at the picture. Like we're, the judgment day when we die, our lives will be shown to us what we've done in the whole life. We're judging ourselves, but we don't need to die to do that. We're doing it while we're still alive, so that when we die, we don't have to go to purgatory. By us assessing our ways, our thinking, our speech, our actions, by us assessing it, we're already doing the judgment day so that when we die, we don't have to go to the purgatory. We don't have to purge anything anymore. We can go straight to heaven. We go straight to heaven because there's no more guilt. We already face our own demons. Oh my gosh, I didn't know I was also mean. I was shouting also. And when I shout out of anger, God knows what comes out of my mouth. God knows what I've said, what I've stole my kids, my husband, my wife. I was mean as well. So instead of doing that on your judgment day, at the day that you're dead already and your soul is like suffering from seeing how you live your life, we're doing that now. And then this is where we're gonna use the power of forgiveness and love. We have to love ourselves no matter what. We have to accept ourselves no matter what. The point is, instead of you, it's a me. What was my role? What did I cause in the past to deserve this effect? This effect, what's happening to me? Why am I angry at myself? Why am I angry at my partner? Why am I angry other people in general. Okay, that means I'm so angry at myself that I cannot see anything good around me. Okay, so I want you to develop that certain compassion to yourself once you've seen how unrighteous your thoughts were, how unrighteous your words were, how unrighteous your actions were towards certain people in your life, especially those people who were not nice to you. Then we will have compassion and mercy and compassion on ourselves, and we're gonna say, I am sorry. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Okay? We're gonna go from here outward, not from outward to here. Okay. Natalie, good morning. Kathy, good morning. Mariam, good morning. Okay, good evening wherever you are. Good afternoon. Okay. So again, free will, villain or corrupt, yes, or hero or heroine, yes. We're gonna make ourselves a hero, not a victim. Gonna be a victorious. Okay, we choose to be. We commit to be on the whatever side of the scale is tipping, this needs to balance it. So we're going to be doing good. So again, every day we have that conscious talking to us. No, 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 don't do that. No, this is not right. And we still do it anyway, right? And it's not right. So it tips again. It tips off the balance. So some people are so stressed. Stressed. Anger stresses you. Fear stress you. Fear, fear stress you a lot. Worries, doubts, and all this. Why are you worrying? What are you doubting? What is stressing you? Sometimes you tend to do things that are not, what do you call this, in accordance with the virtue, so as to cover up things, so as to get by with the day. Sometimes we tend to explode like a volcano. Okay? I don't need to ask who among you explode like a volcano when somebody triggers your solar plexus and you just say anything and everything. And then after that, you say, I know that wasn't right. You don't even say sorry to the person that you yelled at because he deserves it. He's been to me. So I didn't even say enough, right? So that's also imbalances you. If you have all this anger, it damages the circuitry in your nervous system. It will manifest as a sickness. Your health will be affected. I'm not going to even ask you how many of you are suffering from health issues. Emotions affect the physical body a lot. Okay. The thoughts, negative thoughts, wicked thoughts, unrighteous thoughts affect your nerves a lot, imbalances your system a lot. Okay. So now let's do self reflection. And then this is not to put you down. This is not to make you shrink. Just look at your life again, like a judgment day. When we die, just look at it. Okay, we're gonna do one at a time. We'll start with the first person that you cannot forgive up until now. That number one, like ugh, the biggest thorn in my throat, in my heart. That person, I feel like he's stabbing me all the time. Okay, we'll start with that person. In your relation, oh, you suffered nerve problem. That's the effect. Yes. Anger is like electrocuted all the time. So you don't expect you to be healthy, and the body is amazing that it's very resilient for so many years, but it gives in eventually. It gives in. Keep on shocking your nerves. You expect the nerves to just be say, hey, thank you. I love how you're shocking me. It will suffer eventually. Okay? So we have to do something before it gets even worse. Okay? So have become more righteous. Okay, only recently set the way, right? Body still suffering. Look, how many years have you abused your body through your negative thoughts and negative emotions? How many times have you exploded in anger? And maybe you were righteous the past year. I know you've been attending my sessions for the past 2 or 3 years, maybe. You think that's enough? You think that's enough? That's not enough with all the number of years, the number of years you were so negative about yourself. Okay, not enough. So you say my body's still suffering. That's why we keep on doing the forgiveness. And George said me, and then feel guilty and awful. Then I have physical problems. For now, you just feel guilty and awful. You get angry, but it won't take time. Eventually, the body will give in. Okay, but good that Jordy, that you don't have physical problems yet. We have to process this awfulness feelings and the guilt feelings before you feel the effect on your physical body. I'm so happy it's not yet physicalized, but it will physicalize if you continue this process. Okay, so we need to do more. It's not enough. Again, even though, let's say, whoever is your number one issue, your mother or your husband, ex, or in the process of becoming ex. Okay, I finally got rid of him. Yay, victory. I won in the divorce proceedings. Yes, finally I can live at peace. Do you think so? You think so? You can be living at peace if you have not truly forgiven that divorced, separated, whatever. If you haven't forgiven, it will haunt you still. It will haunt you, the memories, or another person will be set your way. Well, you'll be tested again on the same lessons because you have not forgiven that XYZ if you have more than one ex-husband. Okay? The lessons will continue to be given to you by the universe, by God, until you learn that lesson. So that's why forgiveness, unfortunately, is a continuous process until you die, because more people will be set your way. You will be tested in the different lessons that you need to learn. Okay? But anyway, once you know how to handle your emotions, once you know how to process them, once you know that these emotions are really not me, it's just my personality. I have a soul, a higher soul, more powerful than this personality. So I don't have to attach to these emotions. I have to. That's why we're gonna assess ourselves or what I've done when I was in the first 7 years of my life, 14 years, 21 years ago. I was already doing some, not so good ways. I stole money from my mom's pocketbook to buy ice cream, to buy whatever, or to buy my bag. I took $20 from my dad's wallet. Yeah, when I was young. Oh, I thought I was a good person. I I'm already taking some stuff from the maybe some people said to me when I was young and daring, I was testing my skill. I was shoplifting, and I was so happy that I wasn't caught. I forgot what they said. I took this, and I'm like, oh, they're so stupid. They didn't notice me. They have cameras and they have security. But I got away. I don't know. They got this. They got this. Those simple taking shoplifting, it will haunt you. And then now you're losing things. People are taking things from you, robbery or whatever. That's a payback. That's the effect of the cause, what you did. Okay? We're gonna look. Some people have secrets. My husband doesn't know I fooled around as well. When he fooled around, I did also. But secretly, I did not tell him. For inside of me, I feel joyful that I was able to do revenge. Okay. And even my friends didn't know, but for my own sake, for my own sanity, I felt good when I did it to him also. Some people do that. So why did you do that? Master, it felt good that and because I'm not getting sex from my husband, we always fight anyway. So this is a loving guy, so I took it. So that kind of secret, that kind of, it's not right, right? There's no righteous. No, it's right because my husband is also not taking care of me. So what they justify what they did. So some people have secrets like that, and the guilt is there. Even though they feel victorious, there's certain guilt because they keep it as a secret. If you keep it a secret, that means there's something wrong. That's why you kept it as a secret. Because if it's not a secret, you can just say, "Hey guys, you know what I did?" So there's no problem sharing it. So some people have that guilt. Okay, people come to me, Mas Marlag, I have a husband now. I'm happy and all this, but I'm guilty. I did not tell him that I had 10 boyfriends in the past and I had sex from one bed to another bed. I'm like, whatever they call it in the past, but I just told my husband I had one or two boyfriends. I did not tell him all. Right? Some people have that. Yeah, I said, no, that's the past. Don't, as long as you have a, don't ruin by telling your husband now. He's a good husband. You don't want to lose such a good husband. Just being too honest now. But inside there's guilt. Yeah, there's guilt, knowing that it was not right. That because if I told him about it, maybe he won't like me, right? Those kind of guilt, what I'm talking about. And then when your husband fooled around and you're so angry at your husband, but that guilt of you fooling around for although where you were not married, the womanizing, and you were manizing woman manizing. So do you understand what I mean? So people have secrets. I don't know what your secrets are, but you go internally where you did not do righteous actions. It starts with righteous thoughts, right thoughts. Okay, shall we? Are you ready? Do you understand what I'm talking about? I just gave examples of people telling me their problems. Okay, so I know it exists. I don't know how it is in your case. You don't need to tell me. I don't need to know, but that's the purpose of forgiving yourself. Okay, got it. Okay, good. Only one person got it. Thanks, Joe. Okay, I'm happy to know that you're expecting. Okay, Natalie, who else is here? Oh, Natalie, you're new. Magesh, you're new. Good morning. I mean, new meaning I've not seen your name. George, I know you. Okay, Vijaya Lakshmi, Twila, I don't know how to say Twila. Okay, so got it. Okay, so can you tell me, you don't have to tell me the story, if there's some secret inside of you that you know it wasn't right, that's why you kept it secret. From your husband, from your parents, from your friends, doesn't matter. Something there that you're hiding from the world because it wasn't right. Maybe from childhood, from teenagehood, when you started working. Okay. I did something in the past. It's not a secret. I tell this sometimes to the people. In the past, 1980, I worked in a real estate company. The real estate company, and my real estate company is a huge company. It's rich. It's a rich company. That's how I learned the art of real estate. And that's how I learned how to invest. In the past, whatever bills I will pay, I'm the one doing the mails in the office. I do the accounting. I do the bills. I put the stamps. We have a postage machine. I include my bills as well. It could be three envelopes. Not a lot, but still that's stealing. That when I became archaic, those simple things, it was stealing. Okay, that was stealing because I'm using, even though it's cents and like 20 cents that time, the postage at that time, 1980. Okay, 1980. For me, it's 20 cents, 30 cents, 60 cents. For me, it's nothing. But when you're archaic, when you're righteous, you know it's not right. You know it's not right. So I have to ask forgiveness from the company, from the owner of the company. But I did that a long time ago. But do you understand? Sometimes it's small. Sometimes for you it's small, but in the eyes of God, you have to still pay for that. You still have to pay for that. Okay, not secrets, but things I don't tell most people because they get judgmental, make assumptions, and treat me different after they know. Okay, all right. If they get judgmental, it's either so good that they'll be jealous of your success or did not do well. Did not do well because something about whatever. Oh, you know what? I went with this guy. I did this or whatever you did. And of course, they will think something different of you, right? So, okay. So we're just gonna do a self-assessment, okay? Self-reflection. And then we will forgive ourselves. We will forgive ourselves, okay? We're gonna be righteous. We're gonna have the balance on the scale. If you're heavy on one side, all these negative things that you've done in the past, or you haven't forgiven, you haven't even acknowledged it, or you forgot. That's why you did not pay attention, you didn't ask for forgiveness because so many years had passed. And then, oh yeah, I forgot. That stamp, when Master was telling us then in our heartache, first year of our heartache, I said, oh my God, that taking of stamps, I didn't know I was stealing that time. It was nothing to you, but then, hey, in the whole scheme of things, that was stealing. Okay? So we're going to try to balance the scale. Okay? So let's close our eyes. We'll start our self reflection. We're going to forgive ourselves. Okay? The goal is not to make you feel bad, but to make you feel secret is out. I let it out and I forgive myself. Okay? Mm. No, of course, if it's not someone else's business, you don't need to talk. But it's about you and your husband. It's affecting your relationship. You need to keep it a secret. You need to keep it a secret if it ruins the family. But the guilt is there. But the guilt is there. Okay? So that's what we're addressing. If telling your mother, I hate you, mother. I hated you, mother, when I was young. And they're old already to be hurt like that. That's why you don't tell them. But it blocks your system if the hatred is there. Okay. All right, 12 years old. See, that's a good example. I was running, knocked down a young man. He fell and broke a tooth. I ran home and never told anyone until now. I never went back to the place. I was 12 years old. Okay? So that guilt. So we have to ask forgiveness to that guy who lost a tooth so you don't lose 10 teeth in the future. You have to neutralize that. Okay. Okay. So let's do it. Now you understand what I'm talking about. Okay, good. Close your eyes. Inhale slowly, and you know the drill. Be aware of your heart and expand your heart, not thinking of anything yet, just the loving aspect in you, the kindness within you that's built in your heart. Inhale slowly, hold, exhale gently, hold. Inhale slowly, hold, exhale. Now, while you're inhaling, exhaling, I want you to see all the kindness that you've done. Yes, we did something wrong, but you also done a lot of good as well. Your heart is the center of loving kindness, of generosity, of compassion, of mercy, of understanding, of acceptance. Okay, just look at that from the point of view that you are a good person. We're going to address the unrighteous ways, but we have to acknowledge first the righteous things that we have done. Okay? Inhale slowly. Hold, exhale, and visualize and think of the ways you were so kind, you were calm, peaceful, and you did good to people around you, to your loved ones. Maybe you shared food with them, you gave gifts, maybe you hugged them, you cared for them, you were tender, you were sweet. You said, I love you, honey. I love you, my son. Here, I will help you. I will heal you. I'm here for you. I'm here ready to listen to your problem. Talk to me. You were a support system for someone. All the goodness that you've done. Think of all these things. See how wonderful you are. Inhale from your heart. Hold. Exhale. Maybe you're generous. You're a very giving person. You give money. You help through your money. You help through your talent. You help through your action. You give your time. Inhale. Count the ways that you're tipping your scale on the right side, the righteousness side, the goodness side. Think how heavy that weight or the good karma that you had planted by being so, so nice, so, so generous, so, so loving. Inhale and exhale. Okay, now you know you're a good person. You know you're a wonderful human being. But as Master said, a person is good is not completely good. That means there are things, there are mistakes were done. Now I want you to assess in your childhood, let's say first 12 years of your life, what are the things you remember? Were you mischievous? Did you give your parents a headache? Were you mean as a kid, even as a kid? If you were kind and an obedient kid, then acknowledge yourself. Say, hey, I didn't give my parents a hard time. I'm a good kid. I was a good kid. But if you did, taking money from your parents' wallet, piggy bank, just for to buy whatever. Some kids at age 5, they're already stealing money from their parents. Maybe you did not get enough attention, and you get attention by doing silly things, crazy things. Okay, 12 to 24 years old. You're 13 to 24, your teenage years. You were wild. You went from one guy to another. You did not study. You did not value the money that your parents had given you to put you in college, in high school, college. What, with your friends, you hung out with your friends, you went with the wrong friends, you were wild, whatever it is, okay? Just look at it. And you never told your parents about how wild you were. They thought you were in school, but you were really doing some wicked stuff, unrighteous stuff. You got associated with the wrong friends, took some drugs. Glad that it did not go to addiction. You went wild, or you were a nice kid. You could be a nice kid. You were studious, you finished your schools, you went looking for a job, you were successful. Yes, could be that. So anything good that you did goes on the right side of the scale. Anything that was not righteous goes to the left side of the scale, which is heavier, the right side or the left side. Oh, I remember I did this, I did that. Oh, I forgot. Oh no, okay. I buried it in my consciousness because it was awful. Now I remembered. It's okay, just look at that life, how you did it, what you did. Just let it pass, just look at it. Okay. This I need to ask forgiveness. I hurt someone. I yelled at my teacher. I punched a kid. I kicked my classmate. I bit someone. That's physical violence. I was not a good student. I fought with my parents. I left home to show that I'm a rebel, that I'm smarter than my parents. Okay, whatever it is, just look at it. I did that. I did this. Oh no. 24 or 25 to 36. Maybe you're married already. Maybe you started the family. Are you nice to your children? For the people who are young, not yet, but people are already there. Were you nice to your kids? How do you raise your kids? Were you mean or were you harsh to your children, your own children? Were you so stressed that when they cry, you cannot control yourself? Just spank them, spank them, spank them, pinch them, punched, kicked, whatever, belted, yelled. And at that time, you just let your emotions rule you, your anger. You forgot that this was just a kid. You were so mean, so harsh. You were so demanding, expecting them to act and think like adults. Okay, look at that. Look at that. So you don't get treated harshly in next lifetime. We have to ask forgiveness to our kids or to our husband. Maybe they were not helping in raising the kids and you were so stressed. You're so lazy. I'm so stressed. You're not even helping me. Whatever problems, maybe you have financial problems and it's a source of fight and you were mean to each other. You were yelling. What seems to be a starting marriage, a sweet marriage, started decaying. You started to be mean. He was mean. You were mean. You were mean. So an exchange of meanness or harsh words, angry words. Some some couples comes to physical violence, and then you felt like a victim, and then you felt like, was I that mean to deserve this kind of partner? Why God? Why me? Were you blaming yourself? Were you angry most of the time? Were you depressed? What was it? How was your how were your thoughts towards yourself, towards your partner, towards your kids? Were they righteous or vindictive? Were they righteous or they were like wicked? I say wicked, it's not just unrighteous, it's wicked, devilish, evilish, whatever you call it, evil thoughts, the dark moments when you lost it, when you lost consciousness, you did not care about anything. How rough were you? Okay, just look at it. It's like remotely looking at your life. Some of you are already in the 40s, from 37 to 48, midlife crisis starts. You start fooling around yourself. You start being creative with money, fooling other people with money as well. Not working in your office, lazy, think you can get by, you're getting paid, but you're not doing your best just for the sake of the paycheck. You're not really contributing to the company. That's cheating as well. That's cheating. Not putting your mind into your work because you hated your work, maybe. Whatever negative emotions that's fired up, negative thoughts that's being fired up in your work situation, your home situation, and it creates this anger in any part of your life. You will mean to yourself, you will mean to your coworkers, your boss, you criticize. Look at all these things. 49 to 60. Some of you it's now, some of you you're not there yet. But whoever is there, maybe you are divorced already, or you have a good family. Some people have a good life, some people have a good relationship, and you were kind, you were nice to your children grew up well, so that adds up to your right scale. But if you know you did not do well because you got carried over by emotions, the left scale tips off heavier. Just look at it. Some of you are already there, including myself, 61 to 72, 61 to 72. How this is more current for the people who are in this age, right? You can easily remember what have you done that's not in accordance with the God's laws, with the universal laws. And then 73 to 84. Okay, I don't know if some of you are in that age. I don't know all of you. But anyway, now that you've seen your life, you've seen the wickedness and the goodness that you've done, now's the time to forgive the not so good things that we've done, the not so good thoughts that you've created, not so good words that came out from our mouth. Okay? So I want you to see yourself in front of you. Talk to yourself. I see you. I acknowledge everything that you've done, the goodness in you I've experienced, I've witnessed, I've known, and the not so good, the wrong choices you've done in your life, the wrong actions, the words that are not pleasant that came out of your mouth. I see it. I acknowledge them. I want you to know that I accept everything about you. For that, I forgive. I forgive. And I forgive you. May God bless you with mercy and compassion. May God forgive you. May you be forgiven by the angels of forgiveness, mercy, and compassion. May you be forgiven by God. God's blessings be with you. I forgive you. I forgive you. I love you. I love everything about you. You are evolving. You're learning your lessons. You're growing spiritually. You have gone a long way. You've undergone so many things in your life. You are resilient. You're strong. You're brave. And I admire you for that, for weathering all of these tests that God had given you. I repeat, I want to let you know that I love your mind. I love your soul. I love your body. I love your spirit. And I thank you for being who you are. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. Now, I want you to go from the first person, it is you now who's talking. You're not talking to yourself, to that other person in front of you, but you are now talking. It's as if you, the real you, heard what you said to yourself. Say, thank you for accepting me. Thank you for acknowledging the good and the not so good in me. Thank you for acknowledging them. Thank you for forgiving me. I would like to say, I am sorry for all of this that I've done. I am sorry. I truly am very sorry. And I thank you for forgiving me, for loving me in spite of everything, for loving my soul, my mind, my body, my spirit. Thank you. And thank you for asking for God's blessings to forgive me, to bless me with love, with mercy and compassion. I thank you for that. Again, I repeat, I am sorry. And thank you for forgiving me. Thank you, God, for your forgiveness. Thank you, God, for your blessings. Thank you, God, for your love. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Be still, be aware, keep your eyes closed. Just absorb all this changing of energies within you, the alchemy going on, and acknowledge the goodness in you. Be aware of the brilliance of your soul, the true you, the real you. In spite of whatever you've done, you can still shine. You can still grow. You can still glow radiantly through the art of forgiveness. Okay, you can open your eyes now. How do you feel? Eyes still closed. Okay, nobody talking. I still in the meditation mode. Fabuloso. I like fabuloso. Fabulous. Okay, you feel good? All that. Okay. This was the good, right? The good right side. Well, it looks like left side on you. This is the right side. So if this is the not so good, it was tipping like that. But the art of forgiveness, what you've done, you're somehow balancing it. Okay. Now, if you balance that, make sure each day you assess if it is righteous or not. If it's righteous, yes, good, I'll do it. If it's not righteous, you don't want the scale to tip again on the not so good. Okay, so it's not good. I want to keep my balance. I don't want to be angry again because it's going to tip me again on this one. And I will feel imbalanced again. Okay, so before you act, before you speak, think, is it right? If it's not right, you can feel your nerves. It's not right. Don't do it. Okay? Like drunk. I just saw that. You saw that drunk. You always get drunk. That's we have Christmas party or birthday party celebrated in restaurants in near the center, and the waiters are amazed. I said, we don't, we only have juice or soda for our drinks. We don't, Christmas party. We're all dressed formally, and we don't have wine. Of course, panic don't drink, right? And then the waiters are telling us, we're amazed every year we see you. How could you be so happy without even drinking? In other words, you don't need to get drunk to still feel joyful. Okay, so you can feel drunk without without wine. And then Jordy, Her wine is the meditation. Okay. All right. Good, good, good. Needed is amazing. I keep pushing the guilt behind my mind, but what's good to bring it out. Yes. So we have three more sessions. If you remember anything, oh yeah, I forgot I did that. So it's time to let it out. It's like it's time to face it. That's what I would say. Face your own demons. Yes, I did that. It is that. You judge yourself. Oh, it's not right. Okay, I have to let go by forgiving myself. Okay, instead of it's haunting my guilt, my conscience all the time, and it's making me sick. It's time to release this from my system. Okay, so you have three more sessions like this. Okay, if you like. Okay, good, 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 good. Judith, nice to see you. Haven't seen you for a long time. Okay, so feel sleepy. Yes, very good, sleepy because there's a lot of divine energy comes down. So that's why Jordy feels drunk and you're sleepy. That's okay, but you feel light. Meditation is the wine. Yes. Okay. All right. So namaste to all. See you next week and continue your meditation. Just face yourself and say, "I accept you." You have to accept yourself. It's not about guilt, triggering, but just see what you've done and accept it. Don't fight. Don't be more angry about yourself for having done that. Okay? Accept it and say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay? And love yourself. Love who you are. Okay? All right. Okay. Thank you. Good to see you again. Oh, I'm overtime by 2 minutes. Okay. Bye. Bye, Glenn. Bye, Kirti. Okay. Goodbye. Bye.